the stars, look how they shine for you.
What is up, my fellow hip hop heads and music lovers in general? My name is G-Vance and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the second upload for today, the second album I got to review today. So let's get right to it. Let's not waste any time. So for the second video, I'm going to be talking about the new album by Coldplay. It is their 8th studio album, and the album is called Everyday Life. Yes, this is the first time this is the first time that I have a physical copy of an album that I'm reviewing. You know, it's pretty weird. You know, I just bought this today. It's pretty cool. You know, it has like a little is like a little book with information on the album and whatnot. It's pretty damn cool. Yeah, the reason why I don't always have physical copies of the albums I'm talking about is because, to be fair, not that many artists out there like have physical copies anymore. You know, not that many artists like put out CDs anymore. You know, there's a very few of them, and the very few of them that do, like you have to order it instead of like buying it in stores. So you know, I can't really like always have a physical copy on me, unfortunately. But this is the first time I did this. I just wanted to like show this. Yeah, not that many people have CDs out here anymore, which is kind of, you know, it's kind of sad, I guess, for people like me who are 20 but have a fucking old head mentality and still want physical copies of everything they listen to. So, oh, I'm gonna put this over here. It's distracted me. But anyways, yes, this is my review for the Everyday Life album by Coldplay. Shit, it's been 4 years, I believe. Yeah, the last album they dropped was, I forgot what it was called, but it came out in 2015. And it's been a long ass minute since we've heard anything from Coldplay. I wasn't even aware they were doing any new stuff, so you know, like, it's pretty cool. I know a lot of you are gonna like comment on this video like, who the fuck still listens to Coldplay instead of, besides like old fucking white people. Well, you know what, I do, motherfuckers. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Not you guys aren't motherfuckers. I'm sorry. um but anyways, yeah, I still listen to Coldplay. You know, I got into Coldplay when I was in like high school and whatnot. I remember the first song I ever heard from them was called "The Scientist." It was "The Scientist," and then after that, my friend introduced me to another song of them called "Yellow," which that one I was like, fuck. You know, both "The Scientist" and "Yellow," like, you know, they made my like depressing emo ass like 14-year-old self just like so sad and whatnot. So yeah, I got into Coldplay in high school, and you know, I'm still not afraid to admit that I think they have pretty decent music, in my opinion. I know there are a lot of people that think they're whiny and whatnot, and that they're like kind of garbage, which, you know, I can't understand. But you know what, I personally don't have anything bad to say about them. So anyways, let's get right to this review. So a lot has changed. A lot has changed since we last heard from Coldplay, because the world we live in now is very chaotic, really fucking crazy. There's a lot of crazy ass people out here. I mean, yeah, just fucking last week, my whole like neighborhood was blocked off by police because some fucking like Nazi white supremacist dude was out here like shooting up the place and whatnot. It's like, you know, it's like this world is getting a lot more different, a lot more cruel, a lot more chaotic. Which, you know, to be fair, you know, that craziness and chaotic like thing about the world has always been there. Only I feel like nowadays it's like more in your face and more like, you know, like people like start to realize more and more that holy shit, we suck as humans, because we're fucking animals pretty much. We're all fucking animals out here. You know, we all have something that we do that pisses people off, and that, you know, to somebody is like, you know, something terrible. You know what I mean? So yeah, the world has become a lot more chaotic since the last time we heard from Coldplay. And ironically, the last time we heard from Coldplay, you know, that the album that came out in 2015, that was actually like a pretty happy and cheerful album. And you know, now Coldplay does not shy away and are very aware that the world has changed since the last time they did anything. And pretty much they did not hesitate to go straight on fucking sad boy on us. All right, full warning right now. This new Everyday Life album by Coldplay is very, very sad, very intense. You know, very open and vulnerable. You know, a little bit like political. You know, I think the last time they were like political was I forgot what the song was called, but they made a song like right after the events of 9/11. So you know, here they became a little bit political with a song called Guns, which is them, you know, talking about gun violence and, you know, them talking about, you know, all these like school shootings and whatnot, and, you know, like how it sucks ass that um, kids can't even feel safe at school anymore because they have to like constantly be afraid that some dude is gonna like walk in with a gun and whatnot and just shoot up the place. You know what I mean? So you know that's their one like open like political like trying to make a stand sort of like song. um and so pretty much this album this album is like split like really really weirdly. So like there is like one half and then there's a second half. You know the first half of the album is pretty much Coldplay, you know, talking about, you know, all the challenges and whatnot, all the rough times that we as a society like might go through on an individual basis, on a daily basis and whatnot. Pretty much Coldplay talking about, you know, the challenges we try to overcome, the challenges that life throws at us, and you know just pretty much how life be bending us all the fuck over. And the other half of the album is Coldplay, you know, being a little bit more cheerful, you know, trying to like express a lot of like positivity and express a lot of like positive ways that we can use to like try and overcome our obstacles and try to like, you know, pretty much like what can we do when when we feel hopeless and we feel that all life is doing right now is bending us the fuck over. And you know, I think it's a pretty good message. You know, Coldplay has always like I feel like Coldplay has always been about, you know, trying to spread like a positive message all the time. Only like I feel like they're like a lot more sad on this one. You know what I mean? It's like they like talk about a lot of like intense shit. Like I forgot what the song was called, but there's a specific song on this album. I'm pretty sure it's called Broken, but I'm not entirely sure. Like I might be wrong. Don't even like quote me on that. But there's a specific song on this album where like at the end of it there's a little like scenario. You know they're pretty much talking about, you know, police brutality. No, not like police brutality in general, but just like police corruption pretty much. And you know, in this specific song they have a scenario at the end where like a police officer is stopping to do it on a motorcycle, and like, you know, like it gets like really intense. You know, like the officer is like, you know, telling them, asking him a question, you know, and the guy on the motorcycle, he's like, what did I do? And then the officer is like, you know, don't be a fucking smart ass and shit like that. So like it's a very very like tense like interaction between them. So like, you know, I feel like they're not only talking about like police corruption, but also talking about how like we as humans, you know, went from like having like a lot of like friendly interactions with each other. You know, like even if we didn't know each other, I feel like people were like a lot more nicer to each other back then. And it's like now if you try to like say hi to a stranger, you'll like get punched in the face or something because they'd be like, I don't fucking know, you know what I mean? So it's like Coldplay is like aware that the world has changed dramatically. You know, we as humans have changed dramatically, and that, you know, it's obvious that the reason for it is because there's a lot of bad shit going on in our lives and a lot of bad shit going on in the world in general. And you know, when bad things happen, you know, in the world, it's kind of hard for people to like try and beat themselves after it, you know, after a very traumatic event, after a very like fucked up event pretty much. And so, you know, Coldplay is very aware in this album that, you know, shit is getting real out here and it's getting harder and harder to like be nicer and like to like try and be a decent human being, because, you know, the world around us it's like kind of terrible right now. And we have a lot of human beings who are being awful human beings to each other, and you know, it's like a whole big cycle. But although most of the album is Coldplay being sad and Coldplay like, you know, sharing like these sad vibes of like, yeah, we're living in a fucked up world, you know, we're pretty much fucked and whatnot. they do take the time to, like, you know, spread a little bit of happiness, spread a little bit of hope, you know what I mean? Like, spread a little bit of hope, and, like, you know, try to reassure us that it won't be like this forever. Although the world is like fucked up now, and it seems like it's gonna be like this forever, like there's always room for change, and, you know, and it starts with us. You know, pretty much Coldplay, you know, like showing people that, you know, we must always like follow our dreams. We must always like stay positive. We must always like keep on fighting for each other, for us, for ourselves, and do whatever we can to survive, even when it seems that life is bending us over way too much, and it seems like, you know, shit is falling apart right now. And, you know, that's pretty much the whole theme of the album. And yeah, like I said, it's a really sad album. And, you know, I personally think, you know, in my opinion, to anyone that is like, that is gonna be in the comment sections like, oh fuck Coldplay, you know, in my opinion at least, and I think other people would agree, I think Everyday Life is like their best shit they've dropped in a while, in my opinion. So, you know, uh shout out to you guys, Coldplay. Y'all were one of my favorite bands when I was, you know, getting into music. So yeah, props to you. Really enjoyed this album. I think everyone else will too. If I had to pick my favorite song from this album, it'd have to be a tie between Daddy and Cry Cry Cry. Both really sad songs, both really relatable songs. Personally, it's you know, it's a lot to take in. So yeah, this album's a lot to take in. So enter at your own risk if you don't feel like crying tonight, and if you do feel like crying tonight, then fuck it, listen to it. But anyways, I guess that's pretty much all I really had to say about this album. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram down below. As always, DM me for a request. Go ahead and follow Coldplay on Instagram down below. Their new album, Everyday Life, is out now. Go listen to it if you haven't already. Like I said, it's really open, very vulnerable, very, you know, kind of political, very sad. But in my opinion, the best album they've ever dropped in a while. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that bell down below as so you don't miss a single one of my uploads whatsoever. And don't forget to stay happy.
In a book